Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be coloring in this picture, this little sketch I did of my cat. Her name is Honey. I love her very much. She is very shape and cute and she knows it. And I thought, I wanted to practice drawing cats anyway. Why don't I, do her? And I thought, I usually just do like sketches in my sketchbook of cats because I am really bad at drawing cats. So I decided I'm going to actually do like a full blown illustration of Honey, and I originally was going to do it in watercolors, or like watercolors and pencils like I did with the last piece, but I think I'm actually going to do oil pastels, because not that long ago I got this little cheap set of oil pastels from the local art store, and I really want to see what kind of texture and fun little things I can do. I am going to do something weird that I haven't really seen anyone else do, and it might work, it might not. I am going to tone all of this first with a little wash of this acrylic ink, because I don't really want to, like, if I overblend or, mess up with oil pastels, because I'm very, very new. I've done one other piece and it was a rainbow kind of landscape that literally was just me seeing how they worked. But I don't want the whites of the paper to come through if I don't like fully blend it, because I don't know if I want it fully blended. So I'm going to tone the page like this, kind of like an underpainting. So we'll see how that goes. This can either go very good, very, very bad, but I'm hoping for something kind of in the middle. I'm going to tone all of this page, and then I will jump in after that immediately, probably into the voiceover and speed up. So see you on the other side. Welcome to the sped up part of the video, where right now I'm just slowly, I have my reference photo in the side there, and I'm just slowly going through her markings to try to get them. And I will say, I did have them in the sketch, but as you can tell, you can't really see them, because I found out when you tone the paper with practically the same color as the sketch, it sort of makes the sketch disappear, unfortunately. I toned the paper and I was thinking in my head, I'm like, this orange, this will work because my sketch is orange, it will match. My cat has orange in her fur, it will look so nice. And then I did it and the sketch was gone and I was like, oop. Because I did sketch in a Prismacolor Colorase in terracotta, and apparently, if they're the same color, they just blend in together. Fancy that, who would have thought? So I did have to go in, shine a light down on it and make sure I could try to find the sketch lines and darken them up with the pencil again, try to make them stand out for it. But I didn't really, the markings, those sketch parts, those lines, they were so light to begin with that there was no way I was going to be able to see them. So I just pulled up on my little tablet I have and pulled up the reference picture, and I just slowly, marked them in with the pastel. I thought, that's not too hard, and it wasn't. Just slow going in the very beginning. But I now know for future that if I want to tone the back of the page like that again, either do the sketch in a different color or just darken the lines before. It will make life so much easier. Don't do what I did. But overall, I did think the background is kind of cool. You see me adding the white here, and it does actually help the white pop out. But later on, and you'll see it quite a few times, I had to add a lot of white layers because it didn't pop out as much as I wanted. I know I could probably, part of me is like, you could have darkened the background, then it would have popped more. But really, I worry that if I had darkened the background, it would have made it even harder for me to get the bright white I wanted. So next time, and this will go in for like when I do some scratchy sort of, like you take a needlepoint sort of thing and scratch away some details. When I do that at the end, I feel like it would have stand out more if I had left the page white, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how the piece came. And see here, I'm now just doing more of the darker markings on her. This is my cat, Honey. She is, we joke around that she's like a tortico, which is calico and tortoiseshell mixed together, because she is a calico, but most of her back is just tortoiseshell, but it's like her belly, her paws, and her face have white, but the rest is kind of blended like that. So, we joke that she's both. I'm not a expert on cat colors, but it's cute, she's cute, and I love her. I'll probably
pop up a couple little pictures right here. Oh, look at her. She's so shape. She used to be a a stray. She was actually, when she was brought into the shelter, she was pregnant. So she gave birth back in 2018 is when I got her. She gave birth, and on April Fool's Day, April 1st of 2018, I don't remember how many kittens she had. I think they said 6, and I believe they were all, healthy, and they were adopted out. Most of them were adopted out before her, except for 2. And I know this because my mom went back like the next week after I adopted Honey, and her little boy, one little boy was left, an orange tabby, and my mom adopted him. So my mom actually has Honey's son. We named him Merlin. He's very cute. My mom has him right now, and so I thought that was really cute. When we brought him home, because I was living with my parents at the time, they automatically recognized each other, and it was very cute. But from that, now Honey lives with me. I moved out, and she seems to be enjoying the non-mother life, I will say that. She loves just enjoying sleeping, being comfy, being round, and eating so much. I think it's maybe because she was on the streets, so she didn't know when her next meal was going to be. But she is very food motivated. I got her on, nice diet food because we don't want her getting too round. But we exercise her every day and, making her play more and more. And she's getting more into it, which is really cute and exciting for me. She's very great. But back to the art. I could talk about my cat literally forever. I love cats so much. Always have. Raised with cats. Always had cats. There I go. I talked about cats more. But, all right, let me get into the art here. Here is definitely the ugly stage. I only had like a bright light orange and then a bright darker orange. Like vibrant pumpkins, you'd think, like the fake kind of pumpkin color. And I had to try to get them to be more of like a gingery kind of color because, she's not bright orange. She's, a nice cool autumn fall leaf orange. So as you can tell, it looks really muddy, and I was getting a little worried that I'm like, oh no, this isn't going well. But press on I did, trust the process. That is what I hear everywhere I go now. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep going. Because again, this is the second time I have made a piece with oil pastels. Only the second time. So, I'm learning, trying to be nice. And, if it came out super bad, I would have just not made this a video. Hide it away secretly. Nah, I like sharing things, and this was really fun process because you know what? I really liked using the oil pastels. I was able to get some really fun effects and textures with her fur, and even the blending, because she has like the tortoiseshell kind of markings. It was kind of fun to blend them out in her fur, like there on the legs and her ears, the kind of edges. I was able to get this really cool blending effect that very similar to her actual markings. And it was really fun, like even here on the ear. And the eyes, I will say, her like actual stripe markings were probably the hardest. Right here, I'm trying to just get the orange. I tried so many colors. I tried like both the oranges. I tried a brown, which really helped mellow out the oranges. Added white. I think I even used like a weird kind of camel brown. That kind of, what I used on the scratching post, which kind of looks kind of poopy green here, I will say. But it doesn't stay that way. I work on it. But overall, this was really fun, and I think it's really cute. It's not perfect compared to, the reference photo. It's not a perfect cat. It's not a perfect use of oil pastels, but I thought it was a really great learning experience and everything. See, now I'm trying to work on the eye markings and everything. Oh, I did this a lot in the piece, but I only put it in the video once. Is because as you see, there's all those little dust things from the oil pastels. Bam! Brush. It's actually a makeup brush that I never really knew how to use. It's one of those fan brushes. And, there's art fan brushes too. But this one specifically was in a makeup brush kit that I got as a teenager. And I've never used it for makeup because I was just like, I don't know what to do with this. So I used that throughout the thing to kind of dust away all the little pieces of oil pastel that, were crumbling off, so I wouldn't, get too messy. But I only showed it that one time because, who wants to see me beat my piece with a little brush? And here I do the background. I thought, blue is a good complement to orange. Oh, and I'm making it less poopy green down there. So much better. Because, I didn't have really a khaki color to really use other than goldenrod. But I really like the effects that I did get in that little hamper. And here, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the background like that. I was like, oh, do I want to have it textured? Do I want to smooth it out more? In the end, I kind of made it more cohesive because I do kind of scribble some blue in later. But then, I just kind of blend it out because I didn't want to take too much away from Honey in the picture, which I am still a little worried that the blue is a little too vibrant, but overall I do like it. Now, as you can tell, her face is looking a lot more cuter with so many blending and layering. That's definitely one thing that I learned with the oil pastels is you need to blend and layer with the colors to get, all the different ones, because I only have like a 25 set. It doesn't have a lot of colors. It has a lot of bright colors, like the oranges, but, you don't want to do bright, vibrant things all the time. At least I don't. I get scared with really bright colors. Colors is definitely something I want to become more adventurous with. But I did really like using these. Even editing this video, I was watching, I'm like, this is so satisfying to watch because it's just so cute. And just watching like the oil pastels be layered and add things. Like here, when I added some more black to her face markings and I made some like little marks that look like fur kind of going along, I thought, oh man, that looks so cool. And the fact that I was the one who did it, I was like shocked. It's a weird feeling for me to be proud of my work. I will say that. I have a lot of trouble with, imposter syndrome, self-doubt, self-hatred when it comes to my art. Like I'll make something and immediately be like, this is poop, which is not a good, it's not a good thing to get into the habit of. You should be excited to make art. You should make things that make you happy and excited. I will say quick here, sorry about the lighting change. When it gets to a certain point in the day, it's just light through the trees outside my window, and we cannot get a curtain up here yet because it's missing one of the curtain holders, but it wasn't too bad. But yeah, don't be as hard on yourself, especially when you're learning new mediums like I am here. Just have fun with it, play with you like, and just don't be hard on yourselves, guys. I try not to be now. I've been hard on myself for a lot of my art career and my life, and I'm just tired of it. And you know what? Well, there's enough negative stuff in the world. We don't need to do that to ourselves. All right. Let me see. After that let me get off my soapbox. And here is the finishing parts, is little scratchies. What I'm using is just like a nail art thing. I think I showed it in the intro. And I'm using just to make the little whisker dots that you see and add some cool texture to the hammock that she's laying in because it is very fuzzy. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll just add some scritchies to make kind of fuzzy. You can't really see in here, but in the end, I'm going to show up some close-ups, and so you see. And what you can tell is almost after every single whisker and thing I did, I wiped it off because, it caught up on the end and I didn't want to do it. So if you see me like the pauses, that's me just wiping off the tip and going back at it. And I try to do the whiskers fast and quick so they wouldn't look all scribbly. Me adding more texture. This was fun and scary part. I've never done this, and I think it was pretty good. Just adding some harsher lines on the paws to make them stand out, like on the toes. Did it on the nose to make it stand out more. And the whiskers, like I said, if I hadn't toned the paper, I think those might have been whiter. But here is the finished piece. Here's me focusing, trying to get some different angles so you can see. Because the texture, I love the way that the oil pastel built up on the page. It's hard to see, but it goes with the flow. There's the little texture I did on the thing. It looks really cute, I think. But I think overall, it's a pretty cute picture of my cat.